Yes! Guten Morgen, meine lieben Freunde, und herzlich willkommen zurück hier auf dem besten Kanal auf YouTube, wenn es um Musik geht. Welcome back, guys, to this wonderful channel all about music. Say hi to Dana, please.
Hi, guys. Hi, Dana.
And Butch is sleeping in the other room, so he didn't want to disturb us. A lot of you guys, especially after the KDA reactions from us, asked me to check out all. Actually, yeah, or maybe part of the other League of Legends songs, especially all of the productions of Riot. You guys wanted me to react on that because, I loved all of them. The production value and the quality is amazing. So, I wanted to do this one, Rise.
I'm excited, but I mean, I have high hopes.
Yeah, and especially this one and part of the other ones was requested by Sören Bjerg, who's a professional League of Legends mid laner from TSM. He did hit me up on Twitter. Shout out Sören. I hope this fulfills your requests.
But I'm scared. What if I like
this is the first time. Yeah, this is the first time that we're listening to it, of course.
Please don't hate me, guys. Oh, the sounds are amazing already.
Already, yeah.
It can't be bad.
Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to the war, we've only begun. So pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground, go and take it. You get one shot to make it out alive. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your bones, go and take it. This is your moment. Now is your
military snare.
So prove yourself and make them remember you.
Okay.
They will remember you.
The visuals are amazing as well.
Climb up, reach for the summit. Visions pray the one false step lead the end. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your blood, go and take it.
Oh my god.
Your moments, take to the skies, go.
Crazy voice. Wow.
This is crazy. How are they doing this all the time?
They will remember you.
Wow, this is amazing.
It is you fight among the dead beneath the dirt.
The visuals are crazy, man. Just like the music.
Or do you want it?
Oh.
And when the giants call to ask you what you're worth, do you know it? We don't die. Prove yourself and
Wow, that is.
remember you.
Oh, the screaming in the background. Woo.
They will remember you.
Wow.
Prove yourself and rise. Pick up your weapon and face it.
Wow. It's just overwhelming, right? Whew. So yeah, this was for the 2018 World Championship of League of Legends. Amazing.
How are they doing this?
Amazing.
Like, no joke, every song is like so super epic, over the top. The videos, the music videos are crazy good. The vocals are crazy good and always perfect fitting to the different songs. The mastering is always so freaking on point. Everything sounds so perfect. Like there's nothing wrong with any of it.
No.
How is this possible? I'm so sorry, but do they have their own label?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
Why?
All of the work goes or is done by Riot. They do all the work
They should have
themselves.
their own label with all their own team and stuff. And why don't they do this? Like
I guess it's already built up like that. I guess it's
regular.
already built up like that. They do all their stuff
should do
themselves,
whole
of course.
albums and groups and artists.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they don't have their own artists. They do these
Work
features.
together, yeah.
But the producers are from Riot themselves, and they do all of the production themselves. And I guess the publishing and everything is also done by Riot themselves.
It's crazy.
I mean, they have the possibilities for it. So yeah, I mean, League of Legends is crazy big.
I've never played League of Legends.
Yeah,
I heard of it.
I guess it's nothing for you.
No?
Nothing you'd like. No.
Because after all of those songs, I really want to start playing it now.
Yeah, I mean, you can try. I haven't played it as well, but
Where do
maybe
you play it?
On your computer. Why?
I can't play on a computer.
You can learn to play on a computer.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I just learned
See,
to play on a PlayStation. That's it.
It's yeah. Okay.
Okay, maybe I'll learn it and I'll do Twitch streams.
She won.
Oh.
So one thing that is already really nice and spectacular is that you get introduced into another world by watching this video. And
Yeah.
I just want to point it out because I always say it's pretty important to have a nice music production, of course, but as well to have a nice video production. To brings it on these superstar stadium levels that are just legendary, and by taking the hand or maybe both arms of the listener or viewer and just put him into another world is so important to really get the attention and to catch the maybe even first-time viewers or listeners, but also the fans forever onto these songs. And you get this here, especially with this pretty nice introduction, where you already said what was an interesting reaction of you, that you already like the sounds, but most of the sounds
It's like the first 3 seconds of it, I'm like, okay, this is great.
Yeah, and this is funny because most of the sounds at the beginning are or the louder ones are sound designed, so you only have like ambient sounds and sound effects that you get from the movements. You have the crowds, some background vocals, and you have the wind noises and everything, so you get into this world right away. I do sound design by myself, so I always have a very high attention to stuff like that as well in music videos and everything else. Then his landing and everything, so you're already like you're watching a movie state.
Yeah.
And then you have just this one musical pad at the background playing an arpeggiated
Is it a
theme. Yeah, it's a thing, of course, yeah. But the rest still are just sound effects by this like action movie style sound effects from his landing, and the visual effects are underlaid by the sound designs. If you wouldn't have those sound effects on these picture effects that you got, these lightning stuff, it wouldn't be that spectacular.
But that's like the interesting part, because if you only
Then
would
it gets
have the
louder.
visuals, it wouldn't be as spectacular, and if you only would have the sounds, maybe it wouldn't as spectacular either. So both working together.
Yeah, but that's
is
always the
also
case.
what makes it so.
Yeah, that's
onto another
that's
level.
always the case with the great productions. Actually, I mean, the music alone is amazing, but it just wouldn't be that spectacular, like you said, without the video. And
Welcome to the world.
See, and still, even the introduction to just right before he starts with the verse is still just a sound effect. This,
Come to the world.
actually sounds like they chopped up a screaming vocal from the boys who sung and chopped it up a little.
Welcome to the world. No heroes and villains.
Yeah, and right away you don't have the main vocalist's voice only. His voice was also pitched down 1 octave and opened up. But it's very, very subtle and actually maybe too quiet for the usual listener to even realize it. I mean, there are later some parts where you actually can hear it really, really obvious, but here it's very subtle actually.
Heroes and villains.
But right away gives you this
Do
darker,
you feel something?
yeah, this
It
low.
makes you feel something if you realize it or not.
Yeah, it gives you this low key. All right, this is just the beginning. It already gives you some kind of tension already to keep you to the next part.
Welcome to the war. We've only begun. So pick up your weapon.
Yeah.
Oh!
So we have just I guess 4 bars with the let's say first part of the first verse like an introduction, but not to get anyone bored. Already comes in the next effects actually, but this time those are real musical effects. They're put into a music production, but actually they kind of have a character to it, like action movie sound effects like in the beginning, but they're in a musical sense put into the production, which I realized or saw in the other, or heard actually at the other productions as well. That's the one of the big things Riot does different. They are not just using musical instruments. They also put on a lot of sound effects, sound designs, and everything.
Oh, pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground. Go
So this lower voice now is louder. It's panned to the right, far right to the far left.
take it. You get
Almost sounds like a alien voice, right?
Yeah.
It's deep in your bones. Go and take it.
So this bridge to the chorus or pre-chorus,
The voice sounds so dramatic.
yeah, he's got a real nice tone and character to his voice. So much power in it, and you can really hear like he's putting his soul into his voice. Really love that.
It's deep in your
And of course the
bones. Go and
keys.
take it. This is your moment.
And it's interesting that they did do the pre-chorus with an organic instrument and not with a synth anymore. So you really have a contrast between the verse that you first got and the chorus, which is full of electronic instruments.
I also really like the drums.
The drums overall is something I wanted to mention as well. I really enjoy them because they are not those typical 808 trap drums that you get nowadays everywhere. They have some character to it, like 808 drums. So they, like the snare, really still got this really mid highs or high mids and highs punch. So you still can, it really hits your ear really nicely, but it's got some I don't know how it's called, some rattlings. It's when you have an organic snare, you have those wires under it, and it's got some character of those. I don't know how they're called in English.
This is your moment. Now is your time. So
Yeah, I mean they're still digital, but they give you some organic feeling. So it's a nice, let's say combination or mix up of both.
prove yourself and
Yeah, and always getting in this, how they got into the chorus and the power it gives you right away, and it has totally this super hero, Avengers vibe
yeah.
to it on another crazy level, because you have this. It first of all changes the counting. Now we are in a halftime count. Beforehand, you would have thought that you were still counting 1, 2, 3, 4, but now it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's still the same BPM, but you can just chop the BPM in half. So if you have something like 130 BPMs, beats per minute, you can chop them up into half. So 65, I don't have to say that right. And then the counting changes, and you have on the one, you have these crazy counts, these crazy screaming to it, and in these instruments, it's actually a brass section that gives it this.
Really?
Yeah,
Play it again.
but it's a synth brass section, so it's more digital, of course, and you only have those lower frequencies, lower notes. Yeah.
The thing is,
This is pretty awesome because
this brass section and his vocals sound so aggressive, powerful, and like almost distorted, but not destroyed.
Yeah, that's
know?
good work of recording, producing, and mixing.
It sounds like distorted, but it's not, because usually distorted is like more destroyed.
Actually, there is some. I'd say that they did put in some distortion on the brass section, but not in a let's say
Destroying kind of
yeah,
way.
I was searching for another word for destroying, but the destructional kind of way.
Yeah.
So, and on the vocals as well. But there's way in music production where you can still have like the dry signal that you recorded, which is oftentimes, it depends how you record it, pretty clean, pretty clear. And you can take this signal and like put it into a parallel bus. That's how it's called. You would put this signal directly out and parallel to the direct out. You would put the same vocal signal, but on the parallel out, you can put some distortion on it and put the parallel out lower in volume. And maybe change the equalizing, so the frequencies, and a lot of other stuff. But that's the reason why you still get the effect of a dry, nice recorded vocal. Everything's clear to understand and everything, but you still have the character from a distorted audio signal because you can do those like parallel bus stuff like, I don't know, 100 times. So you have a lot of possibilities to put in to it in the music production. That's the reason, because it is this, especially the main one you hear in the vocals, which is panned to the middle only because usually vocals are just recorded mono, as most of the stuff. This one is pretty clean. In the signal, so no distortion on it. But the ones they panned, so the doubles they pan on the right, far left, again, those are distorted. So if you concentrate just on those, you will realize that they are pretty distorted actually. Especially in the highs, they're pretty
That's
distorted.
a really nice effect, because you like have this aggressive distortion, but you still have this clear and crisp sound.
Right.
And that's what makes it so special and so freaking good.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
me at least.
Here's a little scream, right?
Yeah.
Like a really high one. Yeah. Now here together with the brass section, and I maybe there's even an e-guitar in it. That's synthesizer. Yeah, and the change, that's something I wanted to say. the change between the brass section on the 1, which is really low in the frequencies and really big overall, which takes the 1 in the count, and after that the vocals are in the frequencies higher, so you have like a nice contrast between real low, deep sounding frequencies that really rumble your body, and then this high scream, which just maybe pushes up your goosebumps or something like that. So you really have a nice contrast for your ears as well. It's that gives you a balance, and then they clash them together at the end, and you hear both at the same time. But just imagine hearing both sounds at the same time for the whole chorus part, or this whole part. You wouldn't have the same.
It would be too much.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the same sensation to it, because it would be too much. And that's something you really have to think of when you're producing something like that. And this is the reason why it hits so good, because you have this, this balance, this contrast. Yeah, and the drums here really hit super nice, especially the snare again. And also they added in some claps with a lot of reverb, which really gives you this big arena feeling. Actually, the mastering is pretty wide, especially in the chorus. But we had this issue with some other productions from other groups, like Super M, for example. They also have this kind of superhero theme to their group. Super M, by the way, is a K-pop group. But they tend to use this super wide imaging effect on the master just all over the production, all the time.
Over the whole song.
Yeah, and this is something that for me, and maybe a lot of other guys or listeners, doesn't give a very pleasant feeling, because it gets very kind of hard and exhausting to listen to it, because you have this super wide effect, like here in the chorus, all the time. You can see it on my analyzer as well. See how it almost filled up like a square, and
but then it gets back again.
Right, and that's the difference. It gets back again, and it's something with big productions. You want to have the chorus big. I mean, especially with powerful songs, you want to have it louder, bigger, more, just more, because it's the hook. It's that thing that has to get everyone going and to catch everyone. But you can change that up when you get to the back to the verse, and that's something some producers don't do, or engineers don't like to do, or just forget about it. I don't know. See? Super wide, but still, some instruments are not that wide, and then it gets back, especially the voice. The snare opens up and the reverbs. So it's a nice mixture of using some parts of the instruments which are still set more into the middle, not too wide. There are wide, but not that wide, and parts of the... So every single instrument has his own placement, and not everything is just laid out to the most that is physical possible, because the rules are not set only by humans, they are set by the nature. So we aren't able to hear everything that could be done with audio signals, and that's the reason why I point things like that out and say it's not a good idea to have a nice master where a lot of guys put a lot of work into it just to get to this point of production, and then the mastering engineer gets maybe some some commands from someone at the label, and yeah, he just puts everything into this imager plugin and puts everything so wide that you that you're just not able to enjoy anything of the production anymore because everything's just panned out so wide. That just doesn't make sense. And yeah, here they just got it right. You still have the super wide.
I said, they did everything perfectly again.
Yeah, I mean,
how?
Especially in the chorus, it's
So good.
yeah, it's just good. You still have this effect that it's super wide, but this gives you this superhero theme effect, but you have the chance to get back to be the anti hero and be just part of the, I don't know, the reality back again, and then you get kicked into this chorus again, and then you're the superhero again. So this is the other world that I was talking about.
Oh, higher and higher you chasing. It's deep in your blood, go and take it. This
Again, it's the same like in the first verse with the vocals lowered down and everything at the same time. So you never have actually a vocal sound or vocals just by themselves. There are always several vocal stems at the same time.
is your moment. Take to the sky.
It's military drums,
Prove yourself
so important.
and make 'em remember.
It almost has like like the e-guitar character to it because of the distortion.
Push through it. They will remember you.
Amazing. Yeah. So there's a vocal, of course, which is pitched down, opened up again. Really nice to get. Yeah, it's a typical C part or bridge part, which really gets you down. Yeah, it's a piano, right, and a pad synthesizer. His voice is amazing, man. You already have a riser in the background that is coming up from way behind and wants you to know that we're not done yet. There's something coming. It's like a white noise that just puts a layer onto the rest of the production. Like and parts like this are very important as well. This sub bass sound that just hits on the one from the next bar. Ooh.
What do you know yet? What do you want it?
Rise up.
When the giants call to ask you what.
And the vocals in the background have like a high cut filter or low pass. That means that the higher frequencies are cut out, and with this filter, they slowly but surely come in by the progress of this part.
And when the giants call to ask you what you were.
You know, there's even another vocal chain coming, which is more just in the higher frequencies and maybe a little bit more distorted. But it came in like
Ask you what you were. Do you know it? We don't die. Prove yourself.
Oh,
yeah, and this pause is
whoa.
this is so important, especially when you want to have nice drops. You just pauses are just important, like the production itself. Sound effect again.
Oh.
On this scream in the background, amazing. Nice. Awesome. Oh, his edits are crazy. He's so way up high. He's so way up high. It's amazing. Wow.
Weapon
Nice. Oh, now comes another voice in another ad-lib or a double, which is a little bit clearer and lower and more on the pan on the right side. Guys, use your headphones when you're watching my videos. It's just for your best, so you can hear everything just as well. Nice. Wow. It's just amazing. It's just amazing.
Okay, I think next we have to watch Awaken. We have to watch Legends Never Die. We have to watch Phoenix and Warriors.
So
what do you think?
Sören wrote me, I have to check out Rise, Phoenix, Warriors, and etc. So yeah, there are still some we need to check out. Right? So
Legends Never Die.
Yeah, write it in the comments which one we should check out the next, and we'll do that because they all seem to be just amazing, guys. If you haven't done now, so subscribe to the channel and leave some nice comments. Don't miss anything. And merch, yeah, we got some merch, rainbow color edition of nice finger heart t-shirts, which are of course K-pop inspired because we can do a lot of K-pop here. And some shirts with our names on it. And we support the Black Lives Matter movement by giving out some of the profits of the shirts to the NAACP. Check out all of the stuff down below. We are so thankful for all of your support. By buying some of the shirts, you support the channel as well. So thank you for that one. Yeah.
Thumbnail time.
This one.
All right, guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.